Thank you. Honorable Justice Shakta, former Chief Justice of the Himachal High Court, my former colleague in the Parliament, Sasmit Patra, Dr. Anurag Thakur, one of the founders of Shaga University, Pramod Sinha, Mrs. Rekha Puri, Professor Anil Shastrabuddhe, Pankaj Mittal, Mr. Ashok Chauhan, Mr. Rajkumar, Vice Chancellor of Jindal University, Mr. Preetham Mittal, late Mr. Preetham Singh, distinguished educationists, ladies and gentlemen, I'm most privileged to be invited here. I'm giving away about 75% of Business World Awards, if you look at it. I think every 2 weeks I'm giving away some award or the other. Thank you so much, Anurag, for the affection shown to me. But let me tell you, I really think you judge whether I'm really the suitable person to give away this award. This is from my book, at the back of my book, for just 5 lines. KJ Alphons, that's me, was an unlikely candidate for success. He grew up in a village with no electricity. Although the son of a school teacher, he scored only 42% in the school board examination. But he went on to be one of the toppers of the civil service examinations. In fact, I topped the written examinations. And featured in Time Magazine's list of 100 young global leaders in 1994, becoming an MLA, MP, and union minister. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm really not such a suitable person to address this gathering, but I'm deeply honored. I spent a lot of time in education. I was Secretary School Education Kerala 45 years back. I was Principal Secretary Higher Education Kerala. I think I just started about 100 engineering colleges in a period of 8 months, about 75 nursing colleges, about 35 medical colleges in that short period of 8 months. I was also Commissioner for Entrance Examinations, so I've spent a lot of time in the education sector. I was also member of the drafting committee of the NEP before I became minister, so I had to leave halfway through. But the introductory part, which says, let our children dream for themselves, let them discover knowledge, I think that part is possibly my contribution. So I'm very happy to be here. And it's one of the areas which I love. I've spoken to over 3 million school and college kids. I don't know whether Mrs. Puri would remember. I spoken in her college, 35 years back when I was Commissioner at DDA, possibly, yes. So I'm very happy to be here. Frankly, as a former member of the drafting committee of the NEP, I am deeply distressed. I pioneered the literacy movement in India when I was the district collector of Kottayam. We made Kottayam the first 100% literate town in the country in 1989. It became the model for the National Literacy Mission, and we achieved a quality of health index in my district, Kottayam, better than the United States of America, which is not saying much. Most of you who know the US know it better, but as good as European Union. We achieved, innovated a whole lot of things which won the highest UN award, taking my entire district administration of 2,000 people to the panchayats with one the highest UN award. I tell you how that happened. And incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, I am from Kottayam. My wife is from Kottayam. I was the district collector of Kottayam. Eventually, I quit IAS and I became an independent MLA from Kottayam. And Kottayam is the only zero poverty district in the entire country, not according to me, but according to the Niti Aayog. And still, I'm deeply distressed. I tell you why. When I was Principal Secretary Higher Education, this girl was on the front page of every newspaper. Every television ran the front page story saying this girl is the most brilliant girl in the country. Excuse me, don't get distracted. Can you keep the mobiles away, please? I get distracted. So I arranged a massive reception for her in the VJT Hall, which is a state auditorium. Chief Minister was there, Education Minister was there. Everybody was a packed auditorium. Newspapers ran editorial on her. When the function was over, when she came down, I asked her a very simple question. You are the most brilliant girl in the state of Kerala. Tell me, what are you going to do with your life? Simple question. What are you going to do with your life? I asked her also in Malayalam, Kutti nee jeevithathil endu cheyan pova. She thought for a long time, and you know what she told me? I'll go home, I'll ask my mother, and I will tell you what I'm going to do. To me, she is the biggest mentally retarded child in Kerala. Had dozens of parents walking up to me when I was principal secretary. Dozens of parents walking up to me when I was commissioner for entrance exam for engineering medicine. Telling me my daughter got only 499 out of 500. Where is that one mark gone? I said, Mother, be most grateful. I'm a 42%er. 42%er. I've seen dozens of parents coming up to my entrance examination office, looking at the list of kids who got into medicine and engineering and telling their kids, go to the top of the building, jump. We don't need you. What are we teaching our children? Beautiful stuff. 3 years, blah, blah, black sheep. London Bridge falling. There are no bridges falling in India. London Bridge falling. You teach the most ridiculous stuff. That's precisely why the most literate state in the country, Kerala, Professor Shastrabuddhe, you have a kid who is the most brilliant kid. I have no clue why I'm born, why I'm here. Where are we going? This is the background of the entire new education policy. Can we get our kids to dream? Ask questions? Discover knowledge? Are we willing to do it? Let me conclude. The biggest enemy of a child is a parent telling the child, you need to be my photocopy. The biggest enemy of the child. The second biggest enemy of a child is a teacher telling the kid that you are stupid, you are useless. Why can't you be like that bright kid out there? Two people who are the biggest enemies. We got to change. The closest friend of a kid must be the parents. The second closest friend of a child should be not the boyfriend, not the girlfriend, the teacher. My father was a school teacher. He was loved. Many of your school teachers, you are loved. Professor Shastrabuddhe, you've been trying to make radical changes. Not enough. 90% of our graduates passing out of our colleges are useless. And mind you, I'm a member of the ruling party, a former minister. I'm saying with authority, and Professor Shastrabuddhe would agree with me. 90% of people are useless. Where are we going from here? Here is a prime minister who's done things, who's proven things like nobody under the sun. And he says, we need to be a developed country by 2047. But unless you think just a prime minister's dream will do? Sorry, no. Unless every citizen in this country is willing to share the prime minister's dream. That means with a little kid in school, with a mother telling the little kid, instead of saying you must be a rank holder, telling your kid, my dear kid, you must change the world. Not the prime minister, not the chief minister. You must change the world. Are we willing to do that? Is any conversation happening at home here because of stupid instrument? Do parents communicate? How many parents hug a child when they leave in the morning, when they get back in the evening? Where is a conversation happening about anybody changing anything? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing prime minister who says, let's dream, let's reach there. We have to, there is no option. But then we have a system in which we create photocopies. In fact, one of the chapters in my book is told, don't be a photocopy. Do not be a photocopy of your teacher, your parent, your neighborhood girl. You know, your neighborhood girl is always the brightest. Why can't you learn from your neighbor's kid? That kid, your kid is useless. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to change dramatically. I'm deeply depressed. I've been going to universities. I went to a university last month beyond needed to travel 3 hours. When I reached there, the Vice Chancellor says, "Sir, can you speak in Hindi?" I said, "Sorry, no. Not because I don't speak Hindi, because this is a professional college. I expect students to understand English." He says, "Can you speak then very simple English?" I says, "In any case, I write and speak very simple English." So he says, "Okay, then I'll get my medical students." And I spoke the simplest English which an 8-year-old can understand. And the kids were happy. Then I said, "Now can I talk to the engineering students?" Mind you, it's a technical university. He said, "Sorry, sir, no. Even your simplest English, which an 8-year-old understands, our engineering students will not understand." Shastra Buddha Sahib, I'll give you the name of the college or the university. Where are we going? Anurag, thank you for giving these awards to some exceptional people who have decided this is not enough. We got to change dramatically. If I, an idiot, if I could top the civil service, be on the cover of Time magazine with 2 of us from India, with Bill Gates and with Jeffrey Sachs. I come from a village, studied Malayalam medium school. If as a Madrasi I came to Delhi as Commissioner DDA, I could knock down 14,300 illegal buildings of the mafia. Carried a gun for 8 years. My wife got beaten up. She was left for dead. She survived. My kids got beaten up. Very happy. My job. I did nothing heroic. It's my job. Can't we teach our children that the first thing and the most important thing in your equipment is not your bloody brain, it's your backbone. Stand up and fight. Do we do that? Do we have the courage to do that? Tell our kids, please. We can write the most beautiful documents which we have done in the NEP. Ultimately, it comes down to our families. Do we want to create? It comes down to our school. Do we want to create? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy for these awards, for some exceptional people. But Anurag, I believe everybody can be exceptional. You don't need to be a genius to do anything. Did it take me bloody genius to knock down 14,000 buildings? Did it take me a genius to arrest Rabri Devi, the Chief Minister of Bihar, on day number 1 in Madhepura, the worst constituency in this country, when I was only an observer for the Election Commission of India? It just takes common sense and guts. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Congratulations to the awardees. You deserve it all. All the best.